This week on Channel 8 News, we'll take a look at how COVID-19 has impacted us this past year, a rally that was held on campus, and more. Your Channel 8 News starts right now. Thanks for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Rowe. It's a new year, and with that, we have a new crew bringing stories to you. But before we get into that, let's take a look back at this past year. February 6th marks 1 year since the first known COVID-19 death in the United States. While hundreds of thousands of lives have been lost since, COVID vaccines are giving us new hope. Melissa Rainey explains.
This is not a trivial issue. This virus has enormous capabilities of spreading like wildfire.
In the span of 1 year, the United States has gone from one confirmed COVID-19 death to more than 460,000. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. The deaths cover all 50 states and range in age from infants to the elderly. Los Angeles County has seen the most deaths from COVID-19.
Los Angeles County alone, we have 10 million estimated population. If Los Angeles is the epicenter for COVID-19, then my district is in fact ground zero when it comes to infections as well as deaths.
Some promising news. The latest numbers from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show just over 39 million vaccine doses have been administered, with efforts moving forward at a 7-day average rate of about 1.3 million shots a day nationwide.
When a vaccine becomes available to you, get vaccinated. You will not only be protecting yourself, your family, but you will be making a major step in a positive way to protecting the community.
Getting vaccinated hasn't proved to be an easy task for some, but a new federal effort to speed up vaccinations will allow thousands of pharmacies like CVS and Walgreens to give the shot nationwide. That should begin in some states in the coming week. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
COVID-19 has not only affected the nation, but it has impacted students personally who go to campus here at Northwest Missouri State University. Callista Schaefer has more.
COVID has affected many people, students especially. The pandemic has caused many students to have to go online versus doing in-person classes. Not only has this been an effect, but having the pandemic has caused many to miss out on sponsored events. The pandemic has also led to a vaccine that may be required to take in the near future. I had the opportunity to ask fellow Northwest students their opinion on the pandemic as well as their thoughts on the vaccine.
What types of new habits did you pick up from quarantine?
I picked up painting, which I had never really been doing before, but I've always been creative, and that has led me to create my own design page, JNC Designs, on Facebook, so you guys should go give it a follow. But yeah, that's one of the big things that I've done, and it's kind of been cool to get to do that and be able to work from home doing it.
Kind of lazy, lethargic, like the effort to do things really wasn't there.
2 weeks. Honestly, I kind of enjoyed quarantine a little bit. It was a break from work. I was working a lot before we were put into quarantine. The job I was working at the time had to close down. I actually started working out a lot, eating healthy. I started meal prepping. I was really in shape and was super healthy. And I also enjoyed remodeling some of the current furniture that I had.
Thank you for watching. I'm Callista Schaefer reporting for Channel 8.
Up next, the groundhog has seen his shadow, bringing on a new wave of winter snowstorms across the U.S. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Rowe. Have you noticed it getting colder outside? That's because right now, millions of people across the country are caught in winter's icy grip. The Arctic plunge will bring a prolonged period of life-threatening wind chills, according to the National Weather Service. And in the next week, more than half the country won't be able to escape it. The dangerously cold air in the northern part of the country is creeping south, and around 70% of the nation's population is forecast to be below freezing over the next week. Daryl Forges has more on winter's wrath and the havoc it's creating across the country.
An avalanche turning deadly in Northern California, triggering a recovery mission.
And he was buried about 6 feet deep.
2 backcountry skiers caught and buried. Only one made it out alive.
Did CPR for an hour and a half and was unable to revive him.
We can't get to anybody right now. It's too dangerous for us to check on people.
A rescue mission on dangerous roadways in Iowa. A 40-vehicle pileup triggered by whiteout conditions, creating chaos on Interstate 80.
When the second impact from the truck that was behind me smashed the trailer towards the truck.
In Minnesota, brutally cold temperatures are putting a freeze on in-person schooling.
Kids need to keep learning irrespective of the weather.
Minneapolis is forecast to drop below zero Friday night and may not make it back above zero until Tuesday. In Illinois, the cold snap is causing the cancellation of outdoor COVID testing and impacting vaccination sites.
One of our concerns is like our mass vaccination site in Grays Lake, not so much for the people that are coming there. It's our people that are outside directing traffic. And so those individuals, we're going to make sure that they're switching in and out, every 20 to 30 minutes so they're not out exposed in that cold weather for long periods.
I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
One thing that has been missing on campus is the annual concert that the Students Activity Council hosts for the students of Northwest. Bradley Pearson went around campus to see how students felt about the lack of concerts.
Every year, Northwest Missouri State's Student Activities Council puts on a concert on campus for both students and the general public, with headline acts such as Bozzy performing in 2018 and Black Bear performing in 2019. However, due to the coronavirus pandemic, there was no concert on campus for the 2020 semester. I went out and asked some students when they thought concert going would go back to normal.
I'm hoping for at least by next year, like spring of next year, maybe late fall, winter time, because this summer is probably going to be pretty tight with COVID restrictions still because everyone won't have a vaccine, but hopefully next year.
Hopefully within the year. I quite miss it.
Depending on the state of the coronavirus, Northwest may host a concert on campus next semester. I asked students who they would want SAC to invite to headline that fall 2021 concert.
Probably Chase Atlantic. They're my favorite band, and I've seen them before, and I think they're really good performers, so I would like to see them again.
Okay. That's all we need. Thank you.
It would be awesome to get some type of current hip-hop/rap artist, because I know a lot of people enjoy that kind of artist. So pretty much anyone like in that genre that's really popular would be fantastic.
With COVID-19 vaccines being distributed over the summer, hopefully by fall of 2021, concert going will go back to normal. This has been Brad Pearson reporting for Channel 8 News. Back to you, Courtney.
Up next, a rally took place on campus that has attracted supporters from both sides. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Rowe. Pro-life and pro-choice supporters have long not been able to come to terms with one another. Both sides showed up at a rally that was held here on campus. Colby Holtman has more.
On January 31st of this year, students here at Northwest Missouri State University, along with members of the community, gathered outside of the Fine Arts Building to march for their beliefs on the ongoing political debate of abortion.
Students for Life is actually like a national thing, so we're like a chapter at Northwest, if you want to call it that. So yeah, it's a pretty big national organization, and we're just a small part of it. So the National March in DC happened yesterday, the 29th, and it was canceled for a variety of reasons. So we wanted to give the opportunity to be able to march for life on a more local level. I know people are doing that all across the nation, so we wanted to do that too and be able to march at home and be a witness to our classmates and neighbors and people in the area.
Not an organization yet. They're working on it. So this is just put on by a bunch of students, and there's Democrats Club, some members here, stuff like that. It's not a full organization. I just think that it needs to, well, Pro-Life had theirs, and so we saw that and we wanted to have ours so that all sides are represented, and they actually, for people or women that have had to make that hard choice, they don't feel alone or feel like they're being yelled at or like traumatized again. So we like to be supporters for people like that. We're mostly just advocating for that it's our choice, that government should stay out of our uteruses. I mean, it's already been ruled that it's our choice and we can do what we need to do. So we're just kind of like here supporting that we have a choice. It's not really that deep. It's just like, because even they said like, the Pro-Life said that they were like, oh, this is a choice they have. So they're kind of supporting that there's a choice, and we're just like drilling it home that you have a choice. We're not anti-pro-life or anything. We're just pro-choice. You can have an abortion, you cannot. It's not my business.
With abortion being such a hot political topic, both parties were able to speak for those who can't, and some take this topic more personally.
Life movement, I'm also Catholic, just like Sam. But my story started from my mother, my grandmother. My biological grandfather actually pushed my grandmother to have an abortion. And had she made that decision, I wouldn't be here today. So abortion kills generations, so that's why I'm here.
Both parties were skeptical at first about how many supporters would actually come due to COVID and high chances of rain, but that didn't stop them from coming.
Especially since it's our first march, I really wasn't sure what to expect. We had a Facebook event going on, like say yes if you're going or whatever, and we only had like 10 or 15, I think, say that they were going, so we really didn't know what to expect. But a lot of our friends who were planning on going to DC said that they were going to come here, but they're not on Facebook, so it's like we don't really know exactly how many are coming. But yeah, I think the turnout was really great. I think it was awesome for a first march. So
for it not being even an organization on campus, for just like getting a bunch of people together, I think it's a pretty good turnout for not even having an organization put it on.
Now, there are many different ways of interpreting what it means to be a pro-life or a pro-choice supporter. Regardless of these definitions, marchers for both parties showed up and were given the chance to express their beliefs in a professional and peaceful manner. For Stories That Matter to You, this has been Colby Holtman with KNWT Channel 8 News. Back to you, Courtney.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for Channel 8 News. For Stories That Matter to You, catch Channel 8 News every Monday through Thursday at 6:15 p.m. right here on KNWT. From all of us here at Channel 8 News, I'm Courtney Rowe, and have a great Super Bowl Sunday.